Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves a Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under. Today is the 1st of October, which means it's the start of Series 16, Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and we're doing double pages this time round. Here you can see all of the beautiful pieces that come together to create this amazing sketch done by Lisa Brooks. Her details will be in the description box down below, and this is my final layout, how it has come together of the Northern Lights. So I'm going to walk you through the process and talk about the photos. I have these photos from my trip to Alaska recently, and on our very first night of arrival we were very, very fortunate to see these amazing lights, the Northern Lights. Now I know people in Alaska and Canada and the Northern Hemisphere often see these brilliant light displays in the sky, but being from Sydney and down under, that was just pure magic. So I'm using this stencil here from Scrap a Sketch to add some detail to my layout, and I've already gone ahead and pre-cut my title on my Cricut, so I'm just putting that to the side until later. Now I am apologising, this is a bit longer than normal, but that's okay because it is for a double layout. I've got my die cuts ready, and I have these pines which are very similar to those that are found in the Northern Hemisphere, and I have all these strips of paper which are from my scraps collections, and they are like a rainbow, and they are to reflect the lights in the sky across the page. So at first you're going to see that I make a big mistake, but that's okay. I was going to remove it, but then I thought, no, I'm going to show you. So this paper here I actually destroy and need to replace, but I will show you that as the video progresses. I have the stars, of course, in the night sky. In my photos you can see the stars through. They, as I said, were a magical capture that night. So I'm going to start with my white base, and it's really important that I have my white base, even though I end up having a full base after I realise my mistake. I do keep the white base to build up, and you'll see how. So I have cut that black square of stars there to be 10 by, I think it was 8.5, no, it might have been 9. Yes, 9, so that it fit on that page. And then I went and found 2 sheets of the same paper because I realised I actually needed the side of the mat as well. So that's why I had to start again with my paper choices. I'm using strips of black to build my border on this case. I didn't want to pull out 2 more pieces of black cardstock just to put on the base and cut out the centre where I didn't need to. So I've just used some black strips to get the same effect. Lining the outside of the white, and that's allowing me to create the illusion of having a cardstock base underneath. I have got 2 matching pieces here, as you can see, this beautiful marble effect paper which looks like the lights in the sky, and when the photos go down and all the pieces come together it looks very effective. So I've got 2 matching, as I said, and I'm going to put one on the left, one on the right, with the pink at the sides, so that it gives you that sweep, and you can see that it's got that darker pink in the center, and both of those will join to make the double layout. Now I am apologizing that I work on a single space. Space is limited in my working area, so I work on doubles as I do for singles, and you will see the double full effect at the end in the stills. So I apologize if you're expecting to see it as I'm working through. I have cut the other side down 4 by 8.5, I think it is, or 9. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 8.5 actually. And so that I can marry it on the other side. I've measured in 6 inches because I knew that I was having 6 by 4 photos. And then I am going to start cutting fishtail banners out of all of my strips. So as I said, we were very fortunate on our first night arriving in Anchorage. So we'd done 15 hours to Vancouver, and then we spent 6 hours roaming Vancouver. We went out to Steveston for the day. Then we came back and we did another 4-hour flight from Vancouver to Anchorage, and then we drove up into Flat Top and we're to our Airbnb at a place called Lone Pine, absolutely stunning, overlooking Anchorage, and it was close to 9 by the time we settled down, 9:30 maybe at night, which was still bright daylight. By the time we went to bed and got settled, I think I actually started to fall off to sleep around midnight. And then something woke me up at about 1:30. I wasn't sure what. I looked out the window and I couldn't believe it. I thought at first I was imagining it, and then I got my camera and I took a photo, and sure enough, there were the lights. So I called to my girlfriend, and against all of our information and advice that we'd been given, we opened up the door without checking. We didn't take the bear spray with us. We went out barefoot, and we spent an hour and 40 minutes watching those amazing lights dance across the sky. We FaceTimed home to Australia so that our families could see as well, which was pretty special. I can't explain how exciting it was for us. It was just crazy. It was phenomenal. I, of course, wanted to see them when I was there in Alaska, did not have any real expectations. So it was a thrill. To build up my cluster corners, I'm actually going to use some sea glass stencil butter through the stencil, and that's going to give you that celestial look there, and I've repeated it up in the top corner as well. So as I said, barefoot, it was about, I think it was -1 or -2 in degrees Celsius out there that night. We were barefoot, standing there. Didn't think about the fact that a bear could be very close, but mind you, we were pretty loud, so I think we would have scared off the bear. And we knew that it was something special because the Airbnb people that we were hiring from, their son woke up and was very vocal. Mom, look at this, it's amazing, you have to see it. So we knew that it was something special. And the next day when we were going around Anchorage and out to Hatches Pass and so forth, people were saying how unusual it was to have been able to see the lights that night. They didn't believe it, but then when they saw our photos, they were like, it was crazy that we were actually able to see something so spectacular so early in the season. So my thing that I have done across mine is to hand stitch, and I have threaded sequins onto the hand stitching. I started doing it and I was showing you, but I realized as I was doing it that it was off screen a little bit more than I thought, and I'm really sorry for that. But basically I just put the holes through and ran a lazy stitch through and threaded the sequins onto the thread. So now that I've done that, I have got my banners across the top, I've got my stitching in, I've got my sequins, and I'm adding these photos. So you can see we stayed at the place called Lone Pine, and over to the right of that photo you can see that Lone Pine, and that is why it was named after that. You can see the photo to the right, that was taken near the very end when I turned around to look at the bushes behind where we were staying as the lights were starting to fade. But the colours, as you can see, magic. Here we were standing like in the centre of this meadow, and we were taking these photos, and this is just spectacular. My girlfriend said it looked like an angel dancing across the sky, and hence my title, A Celestial Ballet. Yes, it really was beautiful. I cannot, it's unfathomable for an Aussie girl. I'm sorry. I know that it's probably not that special to people who see it all the time, but for people who never see it, it was just magic. So I've chosen the colours to copy those colours. It really is just a green glow when you're looking at it. You might get a little bit of a glimmer of colour, but mostly it's the green glow, and then when you take the photo, that's when the true colours come out. It's just magic, and they're pinks and yellows and purples and greens. Very, very special. And in my photos, you can also see the stars shining through, so that shows you how clear it was that night and how special we were and lucky to see it. I have to admit, we were over there for 3 weeks, and we only saw it one more time and it was only very, very lightly on, and it was our second last night there over at Vancouver Island. So it was very, very faint, was nothing like this night. That night was just magic, and it was very, very special. So I've got die cuts here of ballerinas and the pines, as I said, and I also went and die cut some tiny little ballerinas or fairies to add to it to build up the clusters to the bottom left and the top right. As I said, I've called it a Celestial Dance of Colours, and then with the subtitle of A Cosmic Ballet, because that is exactly what the lights look like across the sky. So I have used Cricut to cut that out, and I'm adding these little fairies just to build up some more definition to the cluster and to draw the concept that they were dancing across the sky. And that's just how I came across this idea. I really do like this sketch. It's an easy one to work with. I like the fact that I've got some hand stitching in there. That sea glass stencil butter came up beautifully and is just adding that little bit of sparkle to the layout. You could add whatever you liked into these clusters just to build them up as big as you like or as small as you like. I really do like how this has come together and how it showcases these beautiful photos. These are only the tip of my photos. Like, I have so many from that night, it's crazy, but they do look spectacular, and this layout was perfect for them. And as soon as I saw this layout, I knew this was the collection of photos that I was going to use. So I'm adding in just the details across the bottom that we're at Lone Pine. This was in Anchorage, and it was the Northern Lights, and it was in August this year. Really important that we include some details so that people of the future know a little bit about it. Once again, I do apologise that I don't have the space to show you the double layout out flat now, but you will see it when you look at the stills at the end. I have put in those sequins there, threaded it across, sewn it down. I have got my photos, I've got my title, I have those clusters there with the ballerinas, and you can just see that the whole layout is very cohesive, and the colours from my fishtail banners marry nicely to the colours in my photos, and I always try to do that when I'm doing a layout. So I'm very pleased with how this came out. I'm sure there are lots of people playing along this October. This is day one. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Thanks Lisa Brooks for this amazing sketch. Her details will be down below along with the playlist. Here is that double layout as I promised you with the stills. You can see how detailed it is. This is the left hand side of the page, and now we're looking at the right hand side of the page, and you can see that everything just flows so beautifully. So once again, thank you Lisa for a great sketch. Thank you Christy for pulling this together. Double page layouts, not my usual. I am happy with how they've turned out. If you'd like to see more of what the girls and scrappers are doing in this series, you can check out the playlist below. They're also on Instagram where you can find more layouts. It is really, really good, a great way to get them done. I hope something here inspired you. Don't forget to give a thumbs up to myself and to anyone else you watch. Check out the Facebook group and follow along this month as I try to attempt every day a layout. Thumbs up please, lets YouTube know that you like what you're seeing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really do want to build my station. Your comments are valuable, please leave them. I love the feedback and I get back to you as soon as I can. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under. Check me out on all my socials under that name, including Instagram. Thanks once again for watching. Happy scrapping. Till next time.